It is Aftershocks right here on AftershocksTV.com. And joining us today is the second hardest working guy in all of rock and metal. He's in, of course, Axl Rudy Pell. He's in Crush 40, and he's also in the band we're going to talk about today. He's the leader of the band Hardline, who has a brand new release called Heart, Mind, and Soul. It is out tomorrow, June 9th. And joining me today is my friend, and like I said, this hard-working mother effer, it is Mr. Johnny Gioeli. How are you, man?
So the number one hardest working guy is who?
Jeff Scott Soto.
Oh, yeah. That guy, he needs to take a vacation. Really, he's got to stop. He makes more albums than, actually, I got to catch up. He makes a lot more albums than I do, but yeah. And, bro, just to correct you, it's July 9th. Just so you know, July 9th for Heart, Mind, and Soul. You said June, but it's July.
Oh, well, I'm stuck in June.
You know what, man? You know what's funny about that is I've lost all track of dates since this COVID shit. I'm like, what? I even have to think about the year. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. 2020 was the COVID freaking nightmare from hell. Right. We're 21 now. Yeah, so no issue, man. I just wanted to make sure that we knew we were both in the right month. And
exactly.
We're here.
Well, I have it now, and I'm just going to say it does not disappoint. It is everything that I come to expect from Johnny Gioeli, and it's it's so unique how you're able to toe the line between the melodic rock and the metal, between the two main projects, between Pell and between Hardline, but you do it in a way like there's hard rocking songs on this Hardline, but not enough to where you would mistake it for a Pell song. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. What's odd about it, bro, which I can't even figure out, is the voicing is the same. It's just the music is different. It's just like the voice. It's just like one of those things. It's just like the voice fits here and the voice fits there. It just kind of happens. And what's really cool is the absolutely freaking most amazing fans now kind of cross and intertwine. So ARP fans are buying Hardline records, they're buying Crush, and Crush is like, wow, I know, Johnny, you've done all the gaming music, and I just listened to your Hardline stuff. I love this music. It's just so cool, man. I am the luckiest bastard on the planet. There's no question, no denying it.
Dude, I'll tell you a quick story about a fan that you made. My son, my son, he didn't know nothing about Hardline, obviously. I tell him Hot Sherry and whatever. He's like, hey, whatever, you don't want to hear that. And then I say, well, listen to this. And he's listening to some ARP. And he's like, that's not my thing. Then I told him that you were, from Crush 40. Crush 40, holy shit! He's it's crazy, man. You have like different pockets of fan base all over.
It's true, man. It's really wild, and they're all so super dedicated to the music. Yeah, it's wild. I have my Hardliners. I have my Crushers. I call them my Crushers. Yeah, it's like I've got these fan cults all over the place, man. It's incredible. When I did a show with ARP, we were in St. Petersburg, Russia. Okay. And this show was the first time we were ever there in St. Petersburg. We did this big thing at the Kremlin Palace in Moscow, which was amazing. It was like the equivalent to the Grammys here, but in Russia. Right. But we did the show in St. Pete, completely sold out. Half that audience, bro, Crush 40 fans. They all had their Crush 40 shirts on and their Sonic Sega shirts on. And it's just wild to see, man. So good. At least we made that connection with your son. Thank God.
Well, man, and you, I would say you are the only, maybe not the only one, but you're the only one I know of that where everybody else has had to, music-wise, has had to take the pinch of the industry just kind of going to shit as it has. You stayed into the industry that developed in almost as a replacement to it with the Crush 40 thing. I mean, the gaming industry is bigger than ever.
Yeah, bro. I can't take any credit for that happening. There wasn't a lot of thought behind that other than I was asked to get involved in it. I didn't understand it. I was not a gamer, man. I think I played like freaking Pong and shit and Frogger or whatever the hell that, right. And that was it. And it just kind of happened. And some of those epic songs, those songs, we have a song I wrote called Live and Learn. If you check that out, there's like a gazillion views. That's a massive, epic gaming song.
Sure.
And I asked my Japanese partner, a music partner, Jun Sonoe, I asked him, I said, bro, is this song good? Does this suck? I mean, I didn't really know what was happening. It's like, oh no, this song is like, it's a hit now. I'm like, what? What's going on here? Gaming music? What is this?
Right.
And then it hit me like, wait a minute, we have soundtracks to movies. Why not have soundtracks to games? That I will take credit for, because I said to Jun Sonoe, I said, hey, we should be a band, because people will love this game because they love the band, they want to hear the music, or they love the game for the game. And it all just kind of, the whole thing just kind of worked.
Right.
It just all kind of worked. My wife is bringing me a drink, a coffee, nice coffee. Thank you, honey. God bless her.
Nice. That's the best present of the day, right?
Oh, I'm telling you, I'm drying up like a cactus up here. It's
Nice.
cool though.
Well, dude, obviously, man, it has been a very tough year for everybody, and most certainly, probably mostly musicians. It's just been a terrible year for, musicians and crew and facilities and whatever. So, for you, how has it been? I envision that the fact that we have a new Hardline record and you've continued to record music, it wasn't quite as hard as maybe other people that only record, in cycles and on certain times. And, but I still think, like everybody else, I'm sure you still hate being home and are ready to go and itching to go do something.
Yeah, there's no question. So I kind of compare COVID to this, and I'm not playing it down. It was obviously devastating and deathly, and it was horrific. I know people who passed away from it, and it was really horrific situation. Sure. To me, it was like the vacuum cleaner sucking up the bathroom rug overheating, and you have to press that button to reset it. It was like the whole world needed to kind of reset, and it was a hell of a way for it to happen.
Sure.
I took that time, and as you know, on my touring schedule, and it's always been insanity for the last 30 years.
Right.
I took the time to kind of catch up on like the world. And here's what happened, man. And this is just, I'm coming full circle to Heart, Mind, and Soul here. Yeah. I realized this devastation and the effect it had on people at all levels, man. Doesn't matter if you're a freaking rock star or what you do, your level of finances or your career, it affected everyone. And I realized how many mental health issues we have worldwide. And I got to thinking about that, bro. And I was like, wait a minute. I want to make a record that has, it's so funny, a record. Do we even have a record? I want to make this file disc thing. Anyway, I want to do something that it has a powerful, uplifting, positive message to let people out there know that they have purpose and value. Okay, call me an old guy now, but it is what it is. Like year 1, 2, 3 of my career, I wasn't thinking this way, but now that I'm pushing 54, and I feel like a responsibility to the music. And here's what happened, bro. Over the holidays during COVID, which was just so weird, Christmas time and COVID, there was a fan that was going to kill herself, literally. Wow. And reached out to me and said, you know what? I didn't, because your this particular song I listened to, and it lifted me up. And bro, I almost fell out of my damn chair. I'm like, wait a minute. Look, I'm not a therapist or a doctor or psychiatrist. I'm a freaking singer. I write songs. But it was at that moment that I realized two things. One, I can have a responsibility to the music if I want. There's some artists that don't give a shit. They write a song, and that's fine, man. They're an artist. They can do whatever they want. But for me, it was at that moment I said, you know what? I want to take responsibility in writing songs and having messages that really affect people in a good way. So Heart, Mind, and Soul, it came right into me, man. The H in heart reminded me, that letter reminded me of like a ladder, the H, right? The mind, the M in mind is like the the peaks and the valleys of our lives. That's the M in mind. And the soul, the S, is the road that we travel. Sometimes it's kind of straight. Sometimes there's some big ass curves in it.
Right.
And so that's the whole premise and the idea behind the messaging in the album. People are like, oh, Johnny made a Christian record. No, it's not. It's not a Christian record, man. It's a heavy, hard rock record that has lyrical content that is, to me, meaningful, and I hope it helps people, because I really want to focus on people, man. I love people. Anyone who knows me, bro, you know, I love people, all sizes, shapes, colors, religions. I don't give a shit. I love people. And so it's important to me through this record that people understand no matter what they do, they have great value. And I don't care what, you know, who you are. Anyway, so that's how this whole thing kind of came to be, man.
Right. And it, you know, the thing about having a theme like that where you have a purpose, it makes you, I'm assuming, a better artist, because when you're just writing songs, and I'm not saying that especially you are lazy at all at writing songs, but a lot of people, they write a song, well, you know, thigh rhymes with rye, so well, use it. You know, they just let it go if it fits. Where you had a message this time, a distinct message. Yeah. The words mattered a lot more. The rhythm mattered a lot more. The hook mattered a lot more because you were writing to a cause. No,
correct. Absolutely. 1,000,000% correct. It's exactly correct, man. That's exactly what it is. What the approach was. So learning everything that's going on out there and really understanding, having the time, the downtime to really understand what's happening in our world and how people are affected by it emotionally, physically, everything. I used that as sort of like the canvas. That was the canvas. And then the paint was just, okay, what do I want to say? How does this music move me? And what do I want to say lyrically to make it have purpose? And it just worked, man. So like on the album, so your listeners will have it on July 9th. And so they're not privy to some of this stuff today, but you know, songs like Heavenly, again, people are like, is that a Christian song? No. Heavenly, whatever your heaven is, man, whether you're a Christian person or not, if your heaven is fishing or it's going for a walk or a bike ride or going to a concert or partying, whatever that is, it's like that song is, you know, be humble and grateful to whatever that is your heaven. So we've got songs like that. What else? We Belong. This is a cool song, man. It's a slow track, powerful track, but I actually wrote that. That was the first song that I wrote with my son. So my 17-year-old, he didn't even know about it. So here's what happened. He comes running down the stairs. He's learning how to play guitar. And he's like, Dad, listen to this riff. And he plays this. And I'm like, wait a minute, play that again. I recorded him with the phone. I said, Brandon, that is, I said, I can sing all over that melody. That is freaking awesome. Right. And so it developed into the song called We Belong. And people say, oh, that's so nice, a relationship song. It's not a relationship song.
Right.
The song is about, well, it is relationship, but it's the relationship between song and man. And bro, that is, you think about the songs that you love and the songs that I love, they bring us to a place, right? In our past, in our present, it makes us feel a certain way. That relationship can never, ever be broken like a normal relationship. Right. You know what I mean? And so We Belong is about that bond between song and man. So there's just some cool shit, man. I'm in love. I usually don't listen to my own stuff. Like, if I do, I get a little crazy. I'm like, oh, I should have done this. I could have done this. This could have been better. But lately, you know, I'm training for a tour. We're leaving next month. We're leaving in August, and I got to get in shape, man. I really ventured into potato chips and Cheetos, and I didn't realize that there was that many flavors of Cheetos.
Right.
And so I'm out running even this morning. So I'm like doing a 5K every day, and I'm listening to my own album, and man, bro, I'm in love with this album. I think it's one of our best.
Sure.
And I'm just digging. I love the whole process, and I just hope that it translates and everyone gets it. I hope they do.
I'm sure they will if they hear it. You know, the interesting thing is your band, Hardline anyway,
Yeah.
is one of those bands that, and I'm going to say this is an absolute rarity. Hardline is one of those bands that I don't think the initial stuff with the big names with you is nearly as good as the stuff that you've done in this half of your career. You know,
Wow.
I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying that they were kind of, I almost want to say normal, like what everybody else was sort of doing then, where this stuff that you're doing now is very much unique to itself. There's only a few of you that do it really, really well. And I think you're better.
Wow. Thank you for saying that. You know, you can't help, like an actor being stereotyped. You know, Dustin Hoffman is Rain Man. You know,
Right.
he's stereotyped. Everyone says, "Oh yeah, you know, I'm an excellent driver," whatever. You know, I'm stereotyped because of Double Eclipse. There's always that comparison to Double Eclipse. I can't change that. It is what it is. But that album was 30 years ago. And
Sure.
I hope to God that I've grown as an artist from that time period. And that album's that album. Hardline 2 or Leaving the End Open or Life or now Heart, Mind, and Soul. They're all individual works. You know, I don't really try to make them sound a certain way. It's just like, this is the music. You know, Mario Percudani. Mario is a phenomenal guitar player. He's usually giving us all these musical ideas. Alessandro arranges them for me, kind of cleans them up because I'm horrible at that. And then I take them and lyrically and melodically go into my eccentric, weird, creative thing.
Sure.
And that's how it happens. But you're like the first person to ever say to me,
Really?
Yeah, you're the first to ever say that statement that this half is like a real cultivated and polished, more polished. Everyone always goes back to Double Eclipse, and I think Double Eclipse was an awesome record, epic players, powerful, great songs. But I agree with you, man. I think we didn't really reinvent anything.
Yeah.
I mean, just a good hard rock, good classic, epic hard rock record.
And you know, the other thing too is you were in your 20s. So how much
Yes.
did you know? How much life experience did you have? You know, how could you write songs like you're writing now when, you know, you were 5 years out of high school?
True, bro. Yeah, good point. Now that I'm 25 years old, I have a lot more life experience. Well, wait a minute. That's in one leg. I forgot to count the other freaking leg, and then some, plus my head and ears. Yeah, bro. But that's really true. You know, it's wild, man. Because I have a 25-year-old daughter and a 17-year-old son, and I listen to them. And, you know, my daughter's getting ready to move out of the house. And that's mind blowing to me, bro. And she's asking me questions about like an apartment lease and things that just seem so simple, but they're not for her. It's a new experience. And you're right. Back then, I think I was worried about like which jeans looked the best with tears in them. And like, yeah, I mean, how big is the limousine gonna be? And you know, stupid shit. Like there was yeah, you're right. There was no life experience, and what could you write about?
Yeah,
I wrote about Rhythm from a Red Car. What the hell was that?
You wrote about the hot girl named Sherry.
I wrote about Sherry. Yes.
You know, that's the life you were living at that point. Exactly.
But you're right, man. You're right. It's all about growth and artistry. And I'm as you could probably tell, I'm about as energetic as I was in my 20s, and my excitement for music. People say, man, music is really in your blood. I go, no, bro, music is my blood. Right. And to be able to have the blessing, man, of being able to continue to make albums because people want to hear them.
Yeah.
look, anyone can make an album. You can buy one of these fancy ass computers and you can make music yourself. You know what I mean? But when people want to hear your stuff, man, you better count that blessing every day. And I do.
Yeah.
I do. I love it, man. It's incredible. I'm not stopping until you guys tell me to stop. When you guys say you suck, Johnny, it's enough.
Then you'll do 2 more years and out, right?
Yeah, that's it. And maybe a comeback tour.
Right.
So,
well, tell me a little bit. You mentioned them. That you know, you've now had 2 records with Mario and Marco.
yeah.
And you know, anybody knows anything about music knows that whenever you first get new guys in a band situation, there's like that 6 month to a year period where you're figuring each other out. You know, where you're really figuring out how this person plays and how they're different than the last person in the gig played and whatnot. So now that you've got 2 records and 3 years under your belt with each of them, how has the relationship changed and how has it bettered the band?
Well, so great question, man. And you're spot on, man. You hit the nail. So first, you know, just like anything we do in our lives, man, you got to like the people you're working with.
Sure.
And in this case, we love each other. Like, it's the weirdest thing, man. Okay, we're like an Italian menu, our names, right? So we're all Italian, and the Italians, we hug and kiss. So if you could only imagine at the hotel, the breakfast room, and you're in Bulgaria and you're kissing each other in the morning, because that's just what we do. Men kiss the men. It doesn't matter. It's the funniest thing. So first for us, most important is that we understand each other 100%, man. We also in Axel Rudy Pell, we do too. Like, I know, like, I don't talk to Volker, the bass player, in the morning till he's had a coffee.
Right.
I don't really talk to Bobby Rondinelli too much either until he's fully awake. You know, there's just things, you just get to know each other, you know? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So first we've got this family bond. That's number one. And then it took some time to just understand each other musically, what works, what doesn't work. And now, man, the chemistry is like, it's the best science project ever. It's just incredible. And Mario Procudani, I mean, don't we sound like an Italian man? Mario Procudani, Alessandro Del Vecchio, pasta, fagioli. I mean, it's like we're going to an Italian restaurant.
Right.
But Mario and Marco, I mean, incredible performance. Like, even today on my run, I was on WhatsApp and letting them know, like, you guys were so freaking awesome. And I've told them it already 100 times since we mastered the record. They're playing their growth, their freedom in the songs, their choice of notes. I just can't wait. Look, I want to enjoy this record. I want to enjoy this time, but I can't wait to do another one. I just can't.
Right. Well, and given your track record, there will be another one because you don't ever stop.
I hope so. I don't stop, man. But I'm going to stop for a sip of coffee. Hang on one second. Can I tell you something funny about a straw, bro?
Yeah, go ahead.
You cannot be a tough guy like a pre-fight and sip a straw. It doesn't work. Like, could you imagine, like, I'm going to kick your ass, and then you go, that doesn't work, man. You can't be a tough guy and sip a straw. Yep. All right.
Nice.
Enough of that. Okay. Sorry, man.
Let's jump back into the guys in the band, because I think I'm going to correct what I said at the beginning. I'm going to move you down from second to third in the hardest working guys, because every release I get has Alessandro's name on it. Every one.
That guy's a loser. He's a loser. Yeah. So his studio is connected to his home, and he's a smart guy, but you have to go outside to go around. And I said, why did you do that, Ale? He says, so that I don't spend too much time in the studio. Bullshit.
Yeah,
that guy, the guy writes like nonstop. Mm-hmm. He's in that studio. He's so serious about his work. And yeah, I mean, he's living the dream, man. And he is a hard hard working guy, and he's humble, and he's always open to everyone's opinions, even as a producer. And he's the greatest human. He is the greatest human. And yes, he is number two. I'll take number three. No question about it. I'll slip down to five. We could probably find some other ones, other guys that are in there.
Sure. With Alessandro, with him in the mix, are you comfortable now letting him take a lot of the music writing burden off of you to where you can focus a little bit more? Or do you really still kind of come in with everything and have him just kind of polish the corners off?
Yeah, no. So, the whole kind of regrouping, Serafino from Frontiers was a smart guy, the way he suckered me back in. So he basically said, hey, listen, Johnny, just come back in. Look, we're going to write some songs. You approve them. We want to make sure that you love everything, and you can add your flavor, and you can change things. We want you to be. He was very, very, very smart. So he took that pressure off initially, but now it doesn't work that way. So now we all write together. So okay. I've actually taken a lot of the burden off of Alessandro, so he doesn't have to, be like, okay, I have to write Hardline songs. That's just not a band. So it kind of started that way, but now we have this formula now. Mario we went through hundreds and hundreds of ideas for Mario, and then went to, and then it goes to, like I said, to Alessandro for arranging, to help it, make more sense, and then over to me for lyrics and melody. And then it just happens from there. But now if I said, hey, Alessandro, can you write 6 songs for the album? And okay, bro, no problem. And he just gets to work.
Right. That's crazy.
And we all don't know where it comes from, man. Sometimes I like even listening to the album today, I'm going like, how did that all just happen? It's like this weird sensation, man. It just, even I still to this day, 30 plus years, actually since I'm 11, so I don't even want to do the math, 40 plus years, I still can't believe that, you start with this blank piece of paper and a guitar, and you make this creation. It still kind of blows me away too, man. I'm just, and it's as fresh for me now. I have as much energy and passion for music now as I did when I was 20 years old, struggling, poor and nameless.
Sure.
So it's a cool thing.
And that's what makes it the dream career. So many people go into rock and roll because they have an idea of what the dream career is. And it's always money, women, fame, ABC.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. But there's guys like you that have kind of flown past that to where you truly understand what success is. And it's not necessarily being, Tommy Lee and Tommy Lee famous, as much as it is loving to go to work. I would bet you there's never a day that you don't sing a song, write a note, hum something into a tape recorder, whatever it is, because you might have more passion for it now that the allure of what fame is gone, and you know what it is to be an artist.
Yeah, bro. And, I feel bad for Tommy Lee that he's not as famous as I am, but yeah, bro, I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right. 1 million %. It's, and I can't say, that it was like that the whole time, because like we said earlier, I had to grow up. But now you get to a point where you really do appreciate and respect the fact that, wow, you have this long, sustaining career, and you now fully understand what's important. And it's really wild, man, because I remember like when the grunge music and shit came in the 90s, and we just kind of, everybody just kind of fizzled out, right? And even our record deal, I mean, we had a big deal, bro. We had, my God, I was in my young 20s, $8.5 million, bro. That was a big deal for the time. And when it all kind of went away, and that band never really, Hardline never really broke up like, I hate you, we're breaking up. It was never like that. It's like, I got a Ferrari payment, man. I got to get to work, you know? So it was kind of like everybody had to go to work, right? And I was not at all fearful about the money. Like, oh my God, it's never been about that for me. I didn't get into this business because I want to become a multimillionaire. You know what I mean? It was about getting a reaction. I'm telling you, man, you know, the commercials on TV, priceless, you know, with some of these credit card companies. That's what music is, man. There is no value on it. There is no value. My fear back then was, I said, holy shit, are people going to know who I am anymore?
Right.
Am I going to not hear the sound of that audience? Bro, let me tell you something. The Viagra of music is when the lights go out and you hear that crowd.
Right.
Come on, man. There's no pill that can replace that. I'm telling you, none. And I was so afraid that I wasn't going to hear that sound anymore. So now, in my tender, ripe age of nearly 54, Jesus Christ, I really, more than ever, appreciate every single stage, every single show. And I know some guys, man, that are kind of like, oh man, I don't feel like playing tonight. And I'm thinking, really, I'd like to smack you, because those people need an escape from their world. They've paid to come see you, and you have been given the opportunity to be on the stage to play. So I don't know, man, call me weird, call me whatever, but I just really respect the fact and grateful. And I'm grateful for the fact that I can still do this, man, after all these years, after all these albums, and every single show, I'm going to give the people what they came to see, the best I can.
Absolutely.
And if I collapse on stage and I'm done, just drag my ass off, throw me in a hole, whatever. As my dad used to say, he says, prop my ass up and use me for a bike stand. Just whatever, stick a bone in my ass, let the dogs drag me away. Whatever it is, I'm going to go until I drop or until you guys say no.
Very nice. Well, man, I know you're getting ready to go out on tour to play gigs, and I do want to I want to get the full details on that, but I wanted to start with the one show that I wish you would not just do in Bulgaria but do here, and that is, it's called The Voices of Rock, but I'm going to call it The Nicest Voices of Rock, because I know all three of you guys, and you're all like the nicest guys between you, Jeff, and Ronnie Romero. So talk a little bit about that show, man.
Yeah, so that's a great, great festival show. There's this beautiful town called Montana, Bulgaria, and beautiful people. And look, you know, there's parts of Bulgaria that are just like anywhere in the United States that are, you know, not very affluent, and I'll just say it, a little bit of a poor community. And and Montana is filled with just wonderful people. And, you know, my beautiful friend Neelian puts on this festival called Art Is. So Voices of Rock is a stem of Art Is. And this is a free show for that beautiful community. And thousands of people, it's like, I don't know where they come from, man, in this little town, come out. And so Neelian asked me, I did the festival a few years ago, and then they had Ronnie do it. I think they had, I think Ronnie did it also. Yes, he did it also. And then she said, you know, will you come back and do a show for the festival, just you and Ronnie? And because you guys are like the best voices of rock. And I went, well, you're missing a guy. You're missing one. You're missing Jeff. And she's like, Jeff? I said, yeah, Jeff Scott Soto. He's got to be there. Jeff's got to be there. So, you know, and so I actually titled it, you know, Voices of Rock. And I love all those guys. And I toured with Ronnie, with Axel Rudy Pell.
Sure.
And he was to support with Lords of Black.
Black.
And yeah, and of course Jeff I've known most of my rock and roll life. So yeah, that's an event that's happening in August, and it's free. So if you just happen to be passing by Montana, Bulgaria, stop by.
There you go.
Yeah,
Nice.
but it's an event, bro, for the people. That's what it
Sure.
is. It's for the people.
It looks like a great event, and I mean, the craziest thing about the whole thing, and I actually had to look it up. I think you guys, between the three of you, have appeared on 12 albums in the last 18 months. They've been released. Because Ronnie's another one of these guys that every time you turn around, well, here's Sunstorm, well, here's Lords of Black, well, here's Rainbow, well, here's him with what's his name, Timo Tolkki. You know, it's like every time you turn around, he's on something, or you're on something, or Jeff's on something. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you know, again, I can't speak for the others. I don't do it because I need the money. I do it because I love working with other artists. You know, there was a time period, and I know you know this time period, where like if you were a band hopper, this was a bad thing. Like, oh, he hops from band to band. Mm-hmm. It's not about band hopping. It's about being creative with all kinds of, you know, of musicians. I think that's what, and this technology that we have now makes that happen, bro. We can pass files back and forth. And, you know, I did the Tony Hernando, you know, I was guest on Tony Hernando album. I've done, you know, all kinds of stuff with artists all over the world. It's so cool. So yeah, we should put Ronnie Romero up in the, probably in the top 5 also.
He's in that list.
Yeah, he works, man. As a matter of fact, so he's flying in, I think he's coming from Hungary. So he's flying in from Hungary directly to our rehearsals for the Art Is Voices of Rock show. So he's like, I think he's got a show or something coming in next day. I'm coming in from, where am I coming in from? I'm coming in from Russia. I have shows there. And Jeff is coming, I don't know where Jeff's anyway. We make it all happen, man. But that's a really great event, and it's to it's for all of us to be charitable. Because I don't know if a lot of your listeners know this, but give you a little history with Bulgaria. I love Bulgaria. The Bulgarian people are so wonderful. Music in Bulgaria, playing anything but Bulgarian music, we're going back many years, was absolutely illegal. If you played a Scorpion song or an Ozzy song out in the open, you would go to jail, man.
Oh my God.
It was illegal. So I mean, they're still walking around with AC/DC shirts. It's like it's new,
right?
You know, and so there's like this freedom, like taking down the wall, man. It's like this freedom of music there, which makes these shows so incredible, man. And it's such a great venue and outlet for old school musicians like myself that can go over there and play rock star and make people happy, man. So yeah, I can't wait to see those guys and enjoy that event.
Sure. And so talk about the rest of the tour outside of that. What are you touring on? I guess is I didn't look to see what the tour dates were, if they were Hardline or they're ARP or a little of both.
So bro, I have 60, 70, 80 shows between what year are we in? 2021. And I have to buy these calendars that are in 2-year increments. I have to go out 2 years. So I'm in 2024. What the hell? So we have Hardline tour to support finishing off Life and Heart, Mind, and Soul.
Okay.
So we've got Hardline. So Hardline is in the Netherlands, Belgium, Switzerland, Italy, Bulgaria. We're all over the place with Hardline. I also have 2 months of touring with Axel Rudy Pell to support. Oh my God, what the hell record are we supporting? The last one.
Right.
And then I also have Crush 40 events and solo shows where I go out and I play a little bit of everything. It's really cool. So I'm doing, you know, shows in Russia, also in Bulgaria, and all over the place, even, you know, a few places in the US. And so it's a combination of my main core bands, Hardline, Axel Rudy Pell, and Crush 40. That's what's happening.
Very good, man.
Yeah.
Well, dude, the new album, Heart, Mind, and Soul, I'm going to recommend it to everybody. I love it. And not just because Johnny and I have been friends for, I don't know, a couple of minutes now. Jeez, I hate to say that, but it's been like 20 some years, Johnny.
Yeah, man. Can you believe shit? We're getting old.
I know, too fast, but
Oh.
always great to talk to you, man. And where should I tell people to go to keep up with you and your many, many projects?
Yeah, bro. So the best place to see what's going on is start with hardlinerocks.com. Always go to the website. And from there, all the social, TikTok, Jolly Doc, whatever, all these social platforms that I know absolutely nothing about, so are all there. So hardlinerocks.com. And then you'll get our Instagram feeds and all that kind of stuff. And follow us. And and believe me, we're going to start announcing all the shows are going to be announced now that things are opening up.
Sure.
We're going to really start announcing all the shows. We have an Australian tour. We've got we're going to new places, doing new things. It's going to be great.
Fantastic, man. Well, one more time, the album is called Heart, Mind, and Soul. It is out July the 9th. It is Hardline. And Johnny, thanks so much as always for joining me here on the show, man.
My brother, great to be with you, man. Thank you for all the support. Thank you to all the listeners for allowing me to continue my quest of rock.